No threat to a Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess. Mask off, he's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to a Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess. Mask off, he's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to Jay and Cannon. What's going on? Give yourselves a round of applause because you could be anywhere right now, but you're hanging out with us, and we really, really appreciate it. What's going on, Jay? What's been up?
What's good? How's my level? Mic levels? They're coming in?
Yeah, you good. You good. You good. I can control it too over on this in a little bit.
Mic check.
There we go. We good. We good. What you got, What you eating?
Got my steak. The steaks.
Oh yeah, I seen you.
We got the cast.
That's the only way to cook a steak, bro.
We got the cast iron skillet, and we have the I know we have so much stuff. We have a slow cooker. She just got something for fish too, where it's like the smoker for it, so it eliminates this. I don't know. We got all kinds of stuff in that kitchen and that extra little what do you call that area? Cabinetry area where you keep all your other stuff. The pantry.
The pantry. Okay.
The pantry. Yeah. We got
I'm about to say the lazy Susan. I think only white folks got the lazy Susans and shit.
The lazy Susan, huh?
No, just fucking with. Yo, but that's the only way to go, right? So if like I had steak last night, right? So I cooked. I got like 4 cast iron skillets, bro. I got 4 different size cast iron skillets. I got the big boy. That's about I think it's like 12 inches in diameter. No, it's bigger than that. It's like 15 inches or something like that in diameter, right? Then I got the square joint with the griddle like ribs in it. You know what I mean? Leave those nice marks on the steak. Then I got these 2 little small joints I use for fajitas and little small things.
Okay.
Then I got and then I got the Instapot. Yo, the Instapot where it's at though.
That's what's up.
Instapot it's just a high-tech pressure cooker, right? So instead of remember the old school pressure cooker back in the day, like your mother or your grandmother might have had it or something like that. It's like it made all that fucking noise. Excuse me, I'm trying to do this. Made all that noise. It's all you heard the whole time.
Yeah.
I got one of them, but the Instapot though, Instapot is amazing, bro. Instapot is amazing. I could cook like a whole roast inside of like 90 minutes. And it's tender, right? Fall apart, bro. I throw some ribs in that bitch. Set up for about 90 minutes, something like that. Pressure cook them ribs, bro. They fall off the bone, bro. I'm telling you, the Instapot, between the Instapot and the cast iron skillet, those are my go-tos in the kitchen, bro. Straight up. Breakfast, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Not to mention, scrapple is one of the best breakfast meats ever.
What is? Let me hear it.
Scrapple. You never heard of scrapple?
No.
I'm trying to figure out what my father, he picked now to call me. He picked now to call me.
Go see what's up with your pops.
My phone, no, he good. He good. He don't want nothing. Matter of fact, let me tell him I'm streaming so he don't call back. And he just called back.
Oh no, in the
I already see what he wants to. He just sent me. What is this? He want me to order some shit from Amazon for him. I see it right now. He want me to order some shit from Amazon. I already see it. Anyway, but yeah. I ain't gonna lie, like, what, Montoya, you don't like Scrapple, yo? You don't like Scrapple, Montoya? Oh, Scrapple was delicious. Back in the day when we was kids, we go to the little corner store, we get a Scrapple egg and cheese with butter and jelly.
Oh, so it's a type of
Oh, you never had Scrapple?
No.
Oh, Jay.
No, we don't have any Scrapple action coming down in Oklahoma area.
What?
No, they call it mush.
No, bro. Really, Emmanuel, you need a pause for Scrapple, bro? Come on. One in the chat if you like Scrapple. Am I by myself on that?
Cornmeal and pork scraps with trimmings.
They got
wheat flour and buckwheat flour and spices. Also called mush.
They got turkey Scrapple too, but I gotta go with the pork. I'm sorry. Scrapple's delicious. That's one of my favorite breakfast meats. NSC said -1.
You know what? So you know what I used to mess with? I used to mess with the corned beef hash. Did you ever have the corned beef hash?
Yeah, my father stayed buying corned beef hash, bro.
Oh man, that was my joint. But there's one brand that tastes better than the other, and I forget which one it is. Cause the one brand, I'm like, not this brand. I don't know if it's because I think there's only 3 brands that have it. It's like Hormel.
Yeah.
What's the other, and then the other 2, and I forgot the other 2's names. But it's like one of those.
I don't know. I know my father used to get the Hormel stuff.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I can't recall what I can't recall which one it is, but one of them you get, and I'll be like, this is not it, because it's real greasy and like grits, like gristle is in it or something like that, and I forgot which one is it. Maybe that's the Libby's. I don't know, Libby's.
Yeah, you get some corned beef hash with some ketchup, bro. It's on and popping.
Oh, man. Armor was the other one.
Okay.
So they have Chef. Let me think. It's Chef Mate, Armor, and Hormel and Libby. I think that's the 4 brands, and one of them is my favorite. I think it's the Hormel that might be my favorite. I'm not really positive. No, it's the Libby's. I take that back. I think it's the Libby's is my favorite. I don't know about the other 2.
Man, I gonna say Scrapple tastes like Timberland soles. Yo, Scrapple's delicious, especially like back in the day when, like, I ain't gonna say I grew up broke, because I didn't. Like, my dad worked hard, but back in the day we had our hard times though. You know what I mean? And Scrapple was there for us when we ain't had no bacon or no sausage. Scrapple was there for us.
It came in clutch.
It came in clutch, bro. And you know what? God damn it! If the world ended today, I'm gonna survive on beef hearts, venison, and Scrapple. God damn it!
Here we go.
Get me a pound of Scrapple for like $4.
Yo, you could take over that one. What's that one man that had his lane that was like, "What is up, primals? We're all eating out here nuts and beef and all that stuff." You could take over that cat's lane with you talk about beef hearts and freaking liver and stuff.
Reading you
and Scrapple to it. You want to be a real man, eat Scrapple.
Motherfuckers won't eat Scrapple, but they'll eat the shit out some Spam though. Reading you will learn says corned beef hash
Liver
is fire.
King. That's his name.
Oh,
Liver
King. Yeah, the Liver King.
What's up, primals? What's up, Hoteps?
He definitely juicing, yo. He definitely juicing, but it don't take away from his message. He's right. Organ meats are superfoods. Periods. Organ meats are superfoods. Right. It is. Like in some cases it has more.
I can't see you.
It has more. You can't see me? Oh, hold on. In some cases it has more. It has more vitamins and shit like that in it than actual vegetables and stuff like that. That's why you see people like, Cam, shout out to Cassius Cam and Black Mountain for real.
He said, "Let me get my potted meats." Who said that? Y'all funny as heck.
Cassius Cam and Black Mountain, they on they doing that. They doing the
Oh, now I can see.
What they doing?
Carnivore.
Carnivore. They doing the carnivore diet, and they they looking all jacked and tanned and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's up, Distributed in the building?
Have you been hitting the gym? Have you been going to the gym?
Yeah, so in my office, I'm about to start my work grifts. When we do the work grifts,
You better start filming it.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is when we do our work grifts, while we talking, since I got my AirPod in, and my AirPod is what's catching my audio, I'll just set my camera up, and I either be on the treadmill or I'll be doing some weightlifting, some light weightlifting on my lunch break, so you guys can see that. Hotep doing what he's supposed to do.
That's what's
and
good.
y'all can hold me accountable. I don't want to hit.
Do you like those waiter curls? Do you like doing those ones for the biceps and triceps?
Yeah, I used to.
I love to do the waiters curls. I don't know. I feel really strong with them. I do those ones and the ones you push off for the chest. Get that nice little peak so you don't have the bird chest. I like doing those ones too. Yeah,
that's what I got to do. A lot more of that. My chest is underdeveloped right now. I need to get that back in order. Distributor says my parents had to get creative under the Iron Curtain. Prep for this.
Dang.
Emmanuel says Scrabble could be the fountain of youth, and I die happy. I happily die for it. Come on, bro.
Bars. Emmanuel got some bars.
Long Todd says take over the workout grip. Unc fell off.
He was doing the
kettlebells.
One,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I used to tune in to see him and be like, "Go on, get your money."
So
definitely.
Yeah, my job we got a gym at my job. So it's got like treadmills, got a stairmaster, it's got a bike in there. It's got a cable machine, so I can get a good chest work on the cable machine. And they got dumbbells up to 50 pounds. That's enough. So what I was going to do, what I'm going to do is this is all starting next week, people. That's when we're gonna start doing the workout grip, right? The work grip, workout grip, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna take resistance bands with me. And I can fashion the resistance bands in a way to add more resistance to like the dumbbells, shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, so we're gonna get creative, and while we talking, and I'll be working out, and we can do our work grip that way. What up, K Stacks in the building? What's the deal? She says, "What up, Hotep fam?" Hey K, you coming to Hotep Con this year? Speaking of Hotep Con, people, August 17th through the 20th, get your tickets. Hotep Con, August 17th through the 20th at the fabulous Ahern Hotel. At the fabulous Ahern Hotel, guys. Y'all don't know what y'all missing. The last 2 years were off the hook. This is the third year we doing Hotep Con, guys. You gotta get out there. Kay says she coming. Use promo code Cannon to get 10% off your tickets, guys. Matter of fact, we about to run the promo real quick. Let's get it. There we go, guys. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets to Hotep Con, man. It's a good time. You get to hang out with me, Uncle Hotep, Hotep Jesus. You know what I mean? We have a good time. A good time, good food, good fun. We going shooting. Jabari, what you say, bro? He says free drinks for one night if you can spot me in the promo video. You paying for drinks, Jabari? Oh, shit. What's up? We got Cassius Cam in the building. Anyway, make sure y'all get y'all tickets to Hotep Con, guys. So check it, right? Weather get nice, Jay, and these fools out here acting a whole ass in Baltimore, bro. Did you see the video I put out yesterday?
Yeah, I looked at it. I didn't understand. I didn't understand what's going on out there for you guys. So break it down. Why are they wilding out?
Just because it's nice outside, bro. That's the only reason.
They give y'all a bedtime. Y'all got a bedtime. Y'all been acting up.
It's only because it's nice outside. That's it. It ain't no. It's just because it's nice outside, bro.
Nice outside.
Long Tongue says the Harbor NASA incident. That's exactly what we're gonna call it. The Harbor NASA incident. 'Cause that's exactly what it was. Like 200 NASAs was down. 200 adolescent NASAs was down at the harbor acting a fool. Fighting and shit. The police was trying to break it up. Two NASAs shoot two other NASAs while the police right there.
What they do with the three-wheelers? Did they bring out the three-wheelers?
Oh, they had one tried to get away on a dirt bike. Went to the police station.
Yeah. Cutting up.
Bro, I'm just saying, bro. This shit is fucking crazy. See, protocol says when they get hot, the NASA start buck fighting. That's exactly what happened. Right? So here, check this out. We're gonna play the video that I made yesterday. Here we go. Oh damn it. Here we go. Why did it? Really, Brandon Scott? A curfew's gonna do the trick.
So relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes.
2 teens shot while police officers were just feet away, breaking up a large fight near the Inner Harbor. Miana Massey joins us live there this morning with the mayor's response to all of this in the Inner Harbor. Miana.
Absolutely, Sina. Well, yet another shooting involving teens happened here in Baltimore City, and officials are saying enough is enough, reinstating a citywide curfew. So they say the shooting happened last night around 9 p.m. here on East Pratt Street. And they say among a crowd of about 200 teens is where 2 teens ages 14 and 16 were shot. They say both of those teens were taken to area hospitals and should be okay. Well, police did make 2 arrests following the shooting, but at this time, police are only confirming that one is a potential suspect. They say he was taken into custody nearby and was armed with a loaded ghost gun. Commissioner Harrison and Mayor Brandon Scott holding an emergency press conference late last night announcing strict changes for the city's youth.
We are going back to the old days. We will be enforcing the youth curfew in Baltimore as we move into the latter spring and summer months. So to parents, know the curfew law.
I swear it never fails. Every time there's some nice weather outside, niggas want to act a fool. And to combat this, in all of his infinite wisdom, Brandon Scott wants to implement a curfew. They just got finished shooting 2 kids in front of the police. You think they give a shit about your curfew, bro? And you wonder why tourism in Baltimore City's gone down the toilet. It's because of nonsense like this happening. Ain't nobody trying to come downtown and spend their money when you got shit like this going on. First you got the squeegee kids, and then you got this shit. People trying to steer clear of the city at all costs. If it wasn't for the Ravens and Orioles stadiums being down there, they wouldn't come down there at all. But you think a curfew's gonna fix this? Obey the curfew, or else. Or else what? What's the consequence if they don't obey your curfew? They get a nice police escort to their front door, Brandon? Because we all know you ain't going to charge them. We all know, including them kids out there, know they ain't nothing going to happen to them. I wouldn't be surprised if them kids already out on the street now. You want to make a difference? Tax these kids. You out here robbing? You getting prosecuted. You out here shooting people? You getting prosecuted. You out here stealing? Causing property damage? Harassing people? You're getting prosecuted. That's how you take it back to the old days, Brandon. You give these kids some consequences, not idle threats. The curfew only worked if there's a severe consequence behind it. And you're talking about parents know the law. They parents don't give a shit. That's why they out there. Them kids know right from wrong, so show them what happens when they do something they ain't supposed to do. The funny part is, you wanted to know that the kid had a quote-unquote ghost gun. But the funny part is that at the prison downtown, it's got a sign on the side that says, Project Exile, pick up a gun, pick a room. But you guys don't even enforce that law. See, the kids out here acting a fool because they know ain't nothing gonna happen to them. Y'all ain't gonna lift a finger to do anything to them, but give them a stern talking to and a slap on the wrist. So what you need to do is get up off your asses, stop making these idle threats, and stick it to these fucking criminals. Anyway, it's Cannon Hotep. I holla at you. Yeah, yo, like it's ridiculous, right? This happens every year. Every year they talk about a curfew or this or that, but nothing ever happens. There's never any consequences behind the curfew, right? It's always curfew or else, and the kids be like, "Oh, else what, nigga? Like, what you gonna do?" And they do nothing, right? They do nothing. Like, we just got rid of the what is she, the district attorney, Marilyn Mosby, right? You know, she gone finally. We got this guy named Ivan Bates. He's supposed to be tough. He used to be like a defense attorney. So he's like, I know these niggas. I know these criminals because some of it was my clients. So I know how to, you know, get them. You know what I mean? So hopefully he do what he say he gonna do. But we gonna find out for real. Like, this is what they think of the curfew, yo. Here's straight from the horse's mouths right here. Here's straight from the horse's mouths right here. Let me turn that down a little bit. Give me 1 second. Boom, let's go there. There we go.
They are like, it's curfew. Bitch, we is from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking curfew. You heard my man? They are like, it's curfew. Bitch, we is from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking curfew. You heard my man?
See? The youth of Baltimore City.
The youth has spoken.
I'ma show them. You guys gotta be in the house at 10 o'clock. And they like, nigga, please. Who going make us? Right? He talking about parents. Parents, make sure you know the law. Some of these kids don't even know who their parents is. Some of these kids' parents are strung out somewhere in somebody's hole. These kids fending for themselves. Right?
Latchkey generation.
Latchkey generation, bro. That's what they do. And these kids, they don't care. I'm like, yo, so like, you need to put some consequences behind that shit. Because for one, you ain't gonna get no, you're not gonna get no, what's the word? No tourist dollars down there no more. Nobody want to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? You got Camden Yards and you got the Raven Stadium down there. People want to go downtown and make a day of that shit. They want to go chill at the harbor, get something to eat, go to a bar, bring the kids, go to the game. They can't do that when they down there shooting and acting a whole ass. You got squeegee kids harassing people, and if you don't give them no money, they might break your window. I mean, like, it's a problem, right? It's a whole problem. But we going to do a curfew. And he my age. That nigga know better. You think you hear some curfew shit from like some older like politician. He's still in his 30s. And he's saying he know how these kids act, but he doing this stupid ass helicopter policing and shit like that, yo. It's crazy. It's crazy, yo.
Protocol said Angel Reese can save B more.
Angel Reese. Yeah, I think she is.
Get all those
I think she is from
deals coming up.
But so is Carmelo. Carmelo from here.
Yeah, Carmelo got like 200 million, didn't he?
Yeah, Melo from here. He got his little summer camps and his little pal centers and shit like that.
Goodness.
You know what I mean? But like, thing is that a lot of these kids, yo, they don't got like any positive role models. You know what I mean? They didn't shut all of the centers, like all of the like, if it ain't like a Carmelo Anthony camp or something like that, that shit don't exist. There ain't no city funded like summer camp or pal center like it used to be back in the day. These kids on their own. Melo ain't got that Bayou Barbie pool. Melo from here. You think about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant from PG. Melo from Baltimore. Matter of fact, I think Melo and my wife is cousins somehow. Don't get me the line. Don't get me the line. But yeah, yo, these kids acting a fool, yo. Right? Anyway. So check it, right? I was on I got invited on the Spaces last night because you know what happened, you know, that they had the shooting that happened at the bank in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So apparently like, I haven't looked too far into it anymore, but apparently the person worked there. He was like 23. He was about to get let go, and then I guess he pulled some falling down shit, and he went and you know, shot up the bank, right? He had an AR or whatever. So my homeboy Crypto Lawyer and Mark Naughton and those guys from Two Feds and the Truth, they had a Spaces, and they usually got some pretty good Spaces, but they had some liberals lined up that was going to defend and make a case for gun control. Only one person was man enough to come in and try to make a case, right? Guy named Cliff. Shout out to Cliff, man. You get the Don DeMarco. Now Cliff wasn't like closed-minded, right? But he was trying to make a case for gun control. Now, me personally, I don't think you can. And I think that's why the rest of those liberals that were supposed to be or pro or anti-gun people that wanted to argue for gun control didn't stay around, because you can't make an argument for it, right? Because we were like, yo, we want to know solutions. What are the solutions? And you know us, we like, 2A people, we like, yo, you harden the schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to play, let me see, because I isolated some audio from when I was talking. Let me see, where's that shit at?
Oh, you talked to?
Yeah. I got invited in there. I got invited to speak.
Oh, okay.
So let me see if I can't find it. Here we go. Which one? I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. Let's go with this one.
The one thing I keep hearing is today is unique, or it's becoming more of a common thing, is, guess what? I'm going to go to Cannon for this, so listen up, Cannon. Guess what? These guns are being lawfully purchased, okay? There's a big problem.
By the way, we got 43 viewers over on Twitter. Make sure y'all retweet this, everybody. We got 43 viewers. Make sure y'all retweet this stream. Let people know we live. If you're watching on Rumble, share the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, share the stream, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Let people know we live, guys. Help us with that algorithm.
Murderers are lawfully buying their guns. There's no structure. There's no process to prevent these people from buying guns lawfully and then committing mass murder. Is there a solution to that? Go ahead.
I mean, the ironic part is when they make that argument, it just proves that gun control doesn't work, right? We got a NICS form, we got a federal background check. They keep saying we don't have a federal background check. The NICS form is a federal background check, right? People are passing that background check and getting an AR or AK or whatever, and that just proves that your gun laws don't work. They circumvented it. They passed the background check. Period. There's no gun law. There's no gun law that could be put in that would have stopped what happened today from happening. For example, here in Baltimore, and I say this all the time, we have some of the most strictest gun laws in the United States here in Maryland. We got gun laws that make, congressmen on the left, creaming their pants because they want to pass it federally. And yet, in a city of 500,000 people, we got 330 murders consecutively plus every year, despite having all the gun control. Gun control doesn't work. Those people are going to get those rifles whether they go do their 7743.
I meant to say 4473,
have their
guys.
girlfriend go past the background check form, or they done broke into somebody's car, their house, and took it. It's always going to happen. When people got murder on their mind, they're going to figure that shit out. Period. All you can do is put law-abiding citizens in the best position possible to defend themselves, however they see fit, right? Because they always point back to what they point back to that to the assault weapons ban. Was that 1993? 1994. The assault weapons ban in 1994, and then I point to, okay, we had the assault weapons ban in 1994. So if the assault weapons bans worked, then how the hell did the North Hollywood shootout happen?
You remember the North Hollywood shootout, Jay?
Yeah, they were armed to the teeth.
To the teeth. And none of those guns they had was allowed in California. The assault weapons ban was in full effect because I think the North Hollywood shootout happened in 97.
Yeah. I was like, it was 98. Is it 97?
97, if I'm not mistaken,
Shoot.
right?
Okay.
Them boys was armored out. They was down there with everything. They had AKs and some more shit. Police had to go to you'll hear me say it in here, but the police had to go to the pawn shop and get rifles to fight them.
Yeah. Oh, and then it was controversial at the time about how did the last man die, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people were watching
I thought
it on
he took
TV
a shot
too.
to the neck or something like that.
Yeah, it was hard to figure out, but that was wild. Yeah.
But they had to
Did
get
they
rifles.
come out with a film about it too? Didn't they?
Yeah, it was like a little doc. I remember watching it back in the day. It was a little doc they did on it. But yeah.
Yo, and that was 26 years ago.
Yeah.
I need to remember that for my gematria so I could look up that dating to see if it's gonna coincide with anything else.
Right. Let me go ahead and play some more.
How the
Very
hell did
much.
North Hollywood
Very
shootout
much.
happen? Remember when they robbed that bank and the police had a hell of a time? The weapons they were using were banned. The weapons they were using were banned. They had to go to the police had to go to a pawn shop and get guns to take those boys out. When people got murder on their mind, when people want to carry out something as devious and as heinous as taking lives like this person did today, where it sounds like, I don't know, I guess more information will come out, like a disgruntled employee who went back to get some get back. They're going to figure that shit out. It might be an AR. It might be a bolt-action shotgun like it was with the DC sniper. Y'all remember the DC sniper? He didn't have an AR-15. He had a bolt-action.
Remember that shit, Jay?
Yeah, you telling facts.
Remember that shit?
You getting them.
I lived through all of that shit, yo.
Bolt-action rifle, and he had people scared in the house for weeks. I know because I live in the area when it happened. They're going to figure it out. Remember, y'all, like I said, the Boston Marathon, that was pressure cookers.
Mm-hmm.
So I started
Jones.
firing all 4 cylinders, bro, when I got on the stream.
Did you hit him? Yeah, you did. Did you hit him with the Jim Jones Flavor Aid? Flavor Aid killed 1,000 people.
I didn't, but this other dude did. This other dude did hit. I forgot the dude name. I think his name was like Kurt or something like that, right? So then check it, right? So the guy started doing a hypothetical. The guy that was trying to make an argument, for some gun control.
Control? Okay.
Yeah. So he started going with like, let's just say, what did he say? He said, let's just say, there was some legislation that could ban a certain, gun that would save. He's like, I'm just going to throw a number out there. Like, he wasn't trying to make us. He's like, let's say if I think he said conservative, he said like 30%, or then he went to like 90% of gun crime. He was like, would you guys be for that? And I was like, no, because that shit ain't a thing. You know what I mean? So let me go to that real quick. Which one was it? I think it was this one.
All right, hold on, guys. Thank you, Carol. Great, thanks. Please raise your hand. No,
hey guys, I gotta jump off real quick. I'm sorry, I gotta jump
That's
off.
all right.
Yeah, this is it.
Run upstairs. But real quick, so before I get off, all right, let's just say, okay, they passed a law. We banning all AR-15s, right, and pistol caliber carbines. We're banning them, guys. We're going to ban them. We're going to save children's lives. Okay, then what, Cliff? See, the thing is, you're operating on what's going to hypothetically what could happen on paper, right? You're operating on what could happen in a perfect world. Okay, you ban these guns. You know who turns those guns in, Cliff? The law-abiding citizens will turn those guns in. You know who's not turning those guns in, Cliff?
The criminals.
The criminals are not turning those guns in, Cliff.
They go keep them.
Those are the people that we got to worry about. But that's what you're missing. You'll never get rid of something like that. You can't legislate gun crime. You can't legislate it. It doesn't work. They've been trying to legislate gun violence for decades, and we still have the same issue. The only way you can stop that issue is to allow people to defend themselves, but in the way they seem fit. For example, when we talk about hardening schools, right? They say we can't have those optics.
You heard me say this part
mind
before.
those optics? The Jewish community don't mind those optics. You know why? There's a school by my house right now. Beautiful campus. Jewish community school. Guess what? Armed security guard, plate carrier, drop leg holster, guard shack. Looks like a military installation. You can't get in the parking lot without having an appointment. If you don't got a kid or an appointment to be on that school, you're not getting on the premises. Also, I live in Baltimore City, one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Guess what?
I think so, Sauce.
Have you ever heard of a mass shooting happening at any Baltimore City public school? No. You know why? Because we have metal detectors in our public schools. The kids have to wear clear book bags at our public schools. We have 3 officers at said public schools at any given time. And they're not just SROs. Those are Baltimore City police officers who just so happen to be stationed at the high school because maybe they got 10, 15 years on the force, and that's where they want to be. That's how you stop. That's how you stop it. But you cannot legislate gun crime away. It is proven to not work. My city is. That's how you stop it. But you cannot legislate gun crime away. It is proven to not work. My city is prime example of how gun legislation does not stop gun crime.
Right? Gotta give myself the Don DeMarco for that. So he tried to drop his. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna mention because Cassius Cam is in the chat and he just brought up like the AR is the end all, like the Mini 14 ain't the same gun.
Right,
There's
exactly.
So many multiple guns, and we go back to that shooting there that was in Hollywood, right? They modified theirs. So, but you also have older weapons too, right? You have older semis.
Mm-hmm.
You have stuff coming across from Mexico and other spots out here where there are places where you can go to and get these things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely not gonna end. If anything, it would amplify the ability of the criminal and their cartels. Think about the cartels.
Exactly.
See, we're looking at this like all wrong because Prohibition came through, right?
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
And what happened with Prohibition? Al Capone, Bugsy Siegel, all these characters sprung up. They got empowered because now they had a product to sell.
They had a black market.
Alcohol. And a black market created. Now they could put the police force on their payroll. Now they could put the judge, the DA on their payroll. Now they could put the mayor and the city councilman and anyone that didn't go along with the program, with the cartel's game plan, they got snuffed out.
Facts.
Right? They were in the way.
Facts.
You put a ban in on these guns. You're gonna create the purge out here, and you don't even realize it. There will be carnage in ways that we can't even imagine right now that will take place, and it will amplify. It'll amplify the ability of different criminal groups and organizations to reemerge and to destroy America. And they're thinking that they're saving lives, and they'll be killing more people than they can even imagine by doing it. They'll have blood on their hands, and they won't even admit it.
Cam says, I don't own assault rifles. They're defense carbines. So check it. This is the last point I made before I got off because he tried to drive it home again like I didn't understand what he was saying. But he didn't get what I was saying. Right?
Man, we don't live in a utopia. Come on, people.
So here you go right here, guys.
This is not Australia.
This group wouldn't buy it anyway.
Why? Round and round and round.
That's right.
Okay, so let's say this. Let's say this real quick. We can Thanos snap AR-15s away, right? That's the problem right now, right? That's what the media is telling us, right? We Thanos snap AR-15s. Okay, they're gone. Oh, we're going to save children's lives. Oh no. Here comes the shotgun. All that's going to happen is they're going to go to the next available option. That's what's going to happen. And like I said, you can't legislate away violence.
Okay, well,
if the AR-15 is the issue. And we got them gone. They're gone. They're no longer, we can't get them. Now the shotgun's the problem. Now we Thanos snap shotguns away. Okay. Now handguns with 30-round magazines are the problem. You see how that snowball, you can't legislate away violence.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. And look, I think that smart people can maybe get in a room that know more about guns than I do. And
that's when he started conceding this point, guys. That's where the clip ended, but that's when he started conceding his point, Jay. All right, now I give it to Cliff, and I appreciate him. I commend him for coming in there. Ooh, that's loud. I appreciate him coming in and talking. Right? That shit got me hard. I was like, God damn. But yeah, so but that's the thing. A lot of those people that they got out of that chat, right? Some people was upset because it was.
They dipped when you started making sense.
I think a lot of them, I think they just got cold feet. Now it was some people that was kind of upset about the
utopia.
Right. I think some people got upset inside of it because it was just an echo chamber. It wasn't intended to be one. Mark and Crypto and them, they wanted an open dialogue between pro-gun and anti-gun, right? Mm-hmm. Pro-gun control and anti-gun control. But even with what they did with the spaces proves that a lot of those people that are quote unquote pro-gun control, they can't make an argument.
An emotional argument.
A logical argument. Yes, they can't make a logical
argument. No, because we can't legislate away evil. Evil is always going to be with us until the Lord carries, until you're dead and in the grave, until we in heaven and hell. Come on, evil is here to stay. It's always been with us.
Facts.
We have people out here that are criminally intent on doing something wrong. They're going to come out and do it, and all of us have within us the ability to choose. We choose this on a daily basis, whether we're going to do the righteous thing or the wrong thing. We have that within us. Yep. You have it. I have it. We all have it. Mm-hmm. And guess what we choose to do? We choose to do what's right, right?
Exactly.
Or we try to, or we strive to. But there's people out there that don't have that switch. There's people out there that have low empathy. There's people out there that have agendas and have tasks that they think that they need to carry out, and those are, like you said, nefarious deeds, nefarious actions. Like we go back to that DC sniper. That was a nefarious and evil and vile thing that he was committing. And whether Treadstone gets involved or not, evil is here to stay. Evil is all around us, and we have to be aware of that, both spiritually and physically. You stay strapped up, you stay suited and booted out here in these streets. You're ready for anything. You keep a head on a swivel. You don't know who's coming up after you. You could be out at the picnic or something and chilling and relaxing. We don't live in a utopia, and someone could run up on you with a shovel. You have no idea, or try to hit you with a car.
Shit, over in the UK, where they was going on stabbing sprees. And the swords, yep,
bows and arrows, anything they can get their hands on. Right. So when we're talking about, we're going to eliminate, and there will be, this is the last one once we eliminate these guns. No, it won't. Who's going to still have these guns? The criminals. They're not going to give up the guns. And this is not Australia. Well, the last thing we are is Australia. We're a violent, America is pretty darn violent. You see what we did to the British?
Yep.
We're violent people over here.
We were born out of violence.
You think that we won't pick up some bricks and start busting some heads? Mm-hmm. You think that people won't do what Jim Jones did eventually if they don't have access to these other means for carrying out harm? People get vengeful. People there's a lot of what's the main issue we got? Mental health issue right now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Mental health is one of the main problems. We don't have the Bellevues out here anymore. Nope. There's not doctors that are sitting here trying to help their patients. They're just trying to make money off of people and tell them to cut themselves up and stuff like that. Go castrate yourself. It'll give me some money and some insurance money. It'll be good for my pockets. I don't care about your mental health. That's the attitude right now. Mm-hmm. They've stopped taking that. They basically stopped taking that otheotic creed, right?
Yep.
They're sitting there just worried about how much money they can make. Let me give you some more opioids. Yep. And we have issues that we're not taking care of.
Yep. Montoya says they're already using the Jim Jones formula with the V's. Yep. Exactly what they're doing. It's exactly what they're doing. Cam says, it comes down to this. I refuse to be a mark. I've been held at gunpoint. It's a feeling of complete helplessness. I was 15 at the moment. I decided never again will I be without. Yeah, and it's a dude that I follow on Twitter. But I always follow You're a Smart Ass Carl on Twitter. I think his story was, it's a guy on Twitter named You're a Smart Ass Carl. I heard him when I did the little gun show with the other dude on Twitter. Carl got a bunch of shit. He got a lot of shit. I think the only person that might rival Carl in the amount of guns he got is Jimmy Doss, bro. Right?
Wow.
But I think his story was that I think he might have got shot. And he was like, never again. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't go nowhere. I don't go nowhere without this little thing. I just changed the slide release out. I mean the mag release out. Right? Like just to make sure that it didn't wear out, because I got 15 round mags for this little 43X. Right? If it ain't this, I'm carrying my Hellcat. And now that the dollar might collapse and shit might go real crazy, I might have to keep the 19 inside the Roni, inside the backpack in the damn truck with the vest. Right? See, the thing is, people think they get too complacent, they get too comfortable, and they don't think that shit like in Venezuela and shit like that could happen here. But the minute that shit happened here, you know who they gonna be looking for? Motherfuckers like me and Cam, right? And Carl and Jimmy. They were looking for us to keep help. You know what I mean? Because these same people that's pro gun control when shit hit the fan and it's time to eat, they gonna be the main ones that's they done did all that prepping and went shopping for the motherfuckers with the guns to come take that shit. But for marauders, you know what I mean? And it's just crazy because it's like they don't want to have that conversation. How do we protect our children? It's simple. You harden the schools, period, full stop. Chicago public schools ain't got a problem doing it. Baltimore City public schools ain't got a problem doing it. The Jewish community ain't got a problem doing it. What's the problem? What's the problem? You know, our kids don't need to see people with bulletproof vesting. I said they got plain clothes. They got plain clothes officers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kids, I could be on the campus and conceal carry. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Your rich and famous do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Your politicians do it. Your elites do it. Your bankers do it.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly. My vest that I got, I could wear my vest. It's a nice ass vest from Safe Life Defense. I could wear that bitch under a hoodie.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
they got some super expensive ones that are t-shirts that look just like this.
Yeah, it's the same. Like people think that shit, they got, it's called Dragon Skin, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I think Safe Life Defense got some shit called a Frass that stop rifle rounds. You know what I mean? It's possible. You can have that. You can have people in there, or off-duty cops, or veterans that you hired as SROs in there with plain clothes on. They could be in that bitch with a suit and tie on, or some khakis and a polo shirt, concealed carrying a fucking Glock 17. Kids would never know. You know what I mean? Straight deterrent. You meet force with force. You fight fire with fire. You don't fight fire with a fucking sign that says no gun zone or gun free zone. You might as well just say, come on in, the water's fine. You know what I mean?
Man. I just don't.
Inner C says those kids have thousands of hours in Call of Duty. They know about vests.
Yeah, I was at the GameStop not too long ago, and a little bitty kid was saying, "When's the new Call of Duty coming out?" A little bitty guy, and I was like, "Oh, shoot!" He was in there. You know how they have that policy too. I think the manager was like, "Well, you have to have your parents with you because that's an adult game or something like that."
A lot of kids might be, "Oh, yo, that shit, he cool. What kind of loadout you got?" Some of the kids probably be excited to see that shit. Montoya says that happens a lot here on the West Coast, off duty and retired, also veterans. That's what's up. Cam says, I keep a carbine in a bug-out bag too. A handgun not enough when this bitch burns. Facts, bro. That's facts. I mean, but that's the thing, guys. You can't legislate away violence, like me and Jay said. You can't legislate away violence. That's just not how things work. We live in a violent world, period.
Yeah.
We live in a wild world.
Man.
And you got to protect yourself by any means necessary. However you see fit to protect yourself. You don't let a government tell you how to defend yourself or not. The funny part is a lot of these pro gun control people is defund the police too. You know what I mean? But then turn around and be like, the police and the military should be the only ones to have it. So you want So you want to get a monopoly on power to the people that you want to defund. That's what you want to do. You want to get the monopoly of power to the people that you want to defund. Get the fuck out of here.
Goes back to the point that a lot of people make. If they got it, why can't I? Right?
Exactly. Right.
They got it.
I say it all the time. I was saying this on my earlier videos. If the police got, I'm a staunch believer in that shit. If the police got that shit, I should be able to have that shit too. If the military got it, I should be able to have that shit too. If I can afford a fucking Harrier jet or a tank, I should be able to buy that bitch.
Yeah.
If I can a rocket, I should be able to have a fucking rocket launcher. Hell, y'all sold all the motherfuckers to the people down south in Fast and Furious. You let them niggas have them goddamn rocket launchers and shit. Why can't we have it?
They was fighting with it too.
Oh, they was going ham, bro. They was
like,
going
dang,
off.
They got a little bit of everything.
You know what I mean? Straight up. Anyway, guys, strap up. Get yourself something to protect your chicken when shit goes south, man. If you in a state where you can get a concealed carry permit, get yourself a concealed carry permit. I got Pennsylvania, I got DC, I got Maryland, and I got Utah. Those 4 states give me 40 states I can carry in. Get legal, get the permits that you can get. Protect your neck at all costs. Take some classes too. Learn how to shoot your rifle. Learn how to shoot your handgun proficiently. It ain't enough to just get your concealed carry and just be out this bitch Wild Westing it up. Get some training with it too. Be responsible. Montoya says you gotta buy a bar in a storm and lock up down. You gonna have to translate that. You gotta buy a bar in a storm and lock up down. Let me know what you're talking about there, Montoya. That sounds like some slang I'm not familiar with. Cam says, I just want access to the same weapons we paid for the Taliban to have. Damn. Saw says, yeah, my Texas conceal good in 48 states, I believe. You gotta double check. Yeah, check that shit out, bro. Check that shit out. If that's the case, I'm gonna get fucking Texas too, god damn it. I need to get Florida, but they saying that DeSantis's bill might cover me for Florida, but we'll see. If not, I still gotta get Florida. But get legal, guys. Get yourself something. Take some classes. Learn how to shoot. Learn how to fight with your rifle and your handgun. And be prepared to protect yourself. Be ready for the unknown. Anyway, that's enough of the gun talk. So, Jay, Super Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. Spoiler alert, guys. We're talking about Super Mario. We're going to try not to spoil it. But it could be some spoil it. Yeah, it could be, but we're going to try our hardest.
Check it out.
Not to spoil it.
Let's get into it. You know what I saw was crazy, right?
Go ahead, go
and
for it.
HJ covered this earlier.
Okay.
Hey, see the film critics are saying this movie is garbage.
Right.
They're saying this movie is trash, and they're by themselves on their viewpoint. All right. Grace Randolph, one of the biggest film critics over here on the YouTubes. Have you seen her before?
I heard of her, but I never watched her.
Oh man, she's cringeworthy most of the time. Now she just has this crazy voice, and she'll be like, "And in other news, this movie is coming along." She goes high, low, when she talks on a movie. So she was like, "This movie is one of the worst children's movies ever made." That's how she was putting it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So what the man, what they wanted was fake. They wanted fake woke in Mario is what they was wanting real bad. The critics were. Audiences were like relieved to see it wasn't in there. This movie's made $326 million so far.
Yeah.
When I went to go see it at the IMAX, we probably had 300 something people in there or more.
Oh,
I know every little section had people in it, but we were in the IMAX section, you know what I'm saying, the 500 seat section.
Yeah.
So we were enjoying it, and lots of cheering and clapping at the end of the movie, and it really was filled with a lot of nostalgia, right? Like 1990s nostalgia. Like I was sitting there like, man, this would be something that as a little bitty kid I would have went crazy for. I would have been like, that movie was so good, you know, the Easter eggs showing the Nintendo games and stuff like that. But back to Grace Randolph and her ilk.
Real quick. Emmanuel being a dickhead. How did she like Moonfall? Man. Yo, come on. He never gonna let me live that shit. You know what, Emmanuel? Get off the goddamn screen. So go ahead, Jay. Continue your thoughts, sir.
So whatever. So when the with you got the critics, there wasn't the fake woke stuff. So I guess that they're like clinging to the way these modern films have been, you know, with their gender swapping, their race swapping, their sexualization, their message. And so they're kind of like, they've gotten used to it, right? They want to see the female character be undefeatable and have all power just because she's a female. I guess they wanted to see Mario as weak, and maybe they wanted Luigi race swapped into something. You know, they're looking for all that agenda grabbing stuff, and that wasn't in there because Nintendo was behind it, and Nintendo doesn't want to tarnish their brand. They make billions off of Mario. They're not gonna sit there and say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna change up what's been working for us this whole time." And the cartoon was cool. So what'd you think about it though?
First of all, I give it 4 out of 5 Koofies. I give it an 8 out of 10. This is why.
Yeah,
this is why. I think the movie was fantastic. Like you said, it touched on so much nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even with the Mario Kart riding on Rainbow Bridge, like that shit. That then you had the kids playing. Was it the kids playing the Super Mario? Playing the Nintendo in the game. They had a, you know, it was so much nostalgia in it. Even in the beginning with the Super Mario Brothers. Remember the TV show? I
love that
the
part.
TV show.
They had the rap song.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Mario
saying.
Brothers, come and fix your stuff. I was like, oh
yeah, I was like, oh shit, I remember watching that back in the day.
They started rapping, you know.
Right now. This is what I was like, kind of, it didn't rub me the wrong way. I just noticed it off the top, and it kind of was like, okay. First off, how does the video game go? You got to save Princess Peach, right? But in this movie, Princess Peach is fucking Charlie's Angels out this bitch. You feel me?
Yeah.
It kind of was like, come on, guys. Really, we couldn't, you know, do that, but okay. Whatever, that's fine. I can look past that. Then my man Luigi. That player 2 ass nigga. Why they had to make Luigi such a bitch, yo? Why they had to make Luigi
they were basing him off of. I felt like they were basing him a lot on his Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, and I think that's what they did too, and I don't like that. I'm like, come on, yo, if we gonna do it, like we're not doing Luigi's Mansion show, which is crazy because he was in the mansion.
Right? He had the flashlight.
Yeah, he was in the mansion, and they did that. But they still kind of made him seem a little weak. And I ain't like that, right? So once I got past the whole Princess Charlie's Angels Peach, right? Peach Wick, whatever you want to call her, right? And them doing my man Luigi dirty like that, making Luigi seem kind of frail. I was cool with it, right? And I got it, you know. Mario and them, they in a whole nother world. They got to get acclimated and used to how this world works, right? You know what I mean? I get that. I thought what was super cool is when they was going back to the suits, right? When they was going back to the suits, I was like, oh shit, everybody know the raccoon suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was clean.
It was clean.
I thought he was gonna bust out the frog suit too.
That's what I was waiting on, a frog suit.
I was like, oh shoot, is he gonna jump in the water?
I was waiting on a frog suit, bro, but they broke out. They broke out I was like, okay, I could get with this. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, this is the exciting part that I saw somebody post earlier. They said that they think that they're gonna Marvel story this, so that there's gonna be other stories that lead up to Smash Brothers, the movie.
That'd be dope.
Where they battle each other out. You know, like how they did with Endgame and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shoot, that would be epic if the next movie come out as Toad, and then what was those little Iggy and all those little characters that Bowser's kids. Another story with them. And then, see, they could really go off on it.
Or Yoshi. They had Yoshi in the movie.
Oh, when Yoshi showed up, I was like, oh shoot.
Right, exactly.
That's what I liked about it. So I definitely give it the 5 out of 5 Koofies, the 10 out of 10.
Okay.
You know, just because this is this year's Top Gun, right? This is the film that's gonna make $1 billion. This is a film that flies in the face. It's anti-fake woke. It really is. It flies in the face of all those agendas because there's little things to it. But it's not like the in-your-face stuff that we're getting used to. That we've been inundated with it.
Exactly.
You saw we saw the families coming back to the theater. The families, and that's important. That's vital for the theater's success.
Exactly.
They need films like this. See, when you get these films, like look, the trailer just dropped for Brie Larson's Miss Marvel, right? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
All right. Well, anyway, so. I think that a lot of these superhero movies, because a lot of them are filled with all these agendas, are just going to give people superhero fatigue. They'll be like, I've had enough superhero movies for a minute. Let me see something else that I can just sit back and relax and enjoy without being inundated with all these messages being thrown at me and all this chastising, right?
Yeah.
These movies, a lot of them really talk down to their audience like they're just stupid. They talk down to you. They think that you're a child. They think that you need to be lectured. So you come into the movie and they start off with white supremacy and stuff. Like when I was at some film, right? Some PG-13 film or rated R film, and in the trailers were for a movie And it hasn't come out just yet, I guess. It'll come out this year, next year, whatever. But it was for a movie about Black Santa Claus, right? And the director was talking, and they said, our voices have never been heard, and this is our time to see someone that looks just like me on the screen, and we're tired of white supremacy. And this all this speech, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want to come to the films to be chastised, to be lectured, to be told this is the only viewpoint you should hold. I want to see some movies that just let me come in there and enjoy a movie for a second, and something I can bring the family to too. Not everything has to be an agenda-filled message.
I agree. Let me see. Can you watch it live and tell us how you feel? What you talking about watching live? The Miss Marvel trailer.
You'll get
I'll get a
strike.
I'll get a strike on it.
Especially since this is Hotep business over here.
Yeah.
Other channels can watch whatever the heck they want. They can play the audio, they can play the clips, they can do whatever they want to.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do
fine
this,
and dandy.
Before we get out of here, what's what we'll do? Before we get out of here, yo, we'll head over to Rumble for an exclusive reaction to the Miss Marvel.
The Marvel trailer?
Yeah, because
it's a good idea. Because
Rumble don't give a shit. So that's what we do before we get out of here, yo. Just remind me to do that, because I didn't even know there was another Miss Marvel movie coming out. But
yeah, Brie Larson Miss Marvel movie.
Yeah. So we'll do that, yo. We'll do that on Rumble. We're gonna do a whole Rumble joint. So, but yeah, yo, Super Mario was a great. My kid, my son, and my daughter wasn't feeling well that day, but my son and my nephew on the edge of their seats, laughing like they play Nintendo every day, right? Loving every minute of the movie. Right? Other kids, little boy behind me, I was getting a little upset because this little nigga wouldn't stop talking through the movie. But I was like, you know what? Huh? He was so excited to see stuff. He was so excited, right? So all these kids in the theater, it was good to see that. And it was good to see that they wasn't inundated with all of the agenda. Like, for example, right? I just watched Shazam, right? This the new one. And one of the kids wants to be LGBT or whatever, right? They got to throw that in there. And they make it known. But other than that, Shazam wasn't too bad. But they didn't have any of that shit.
That's what they wanted. See, that's what these film critics, the national ones that work for Hollywood, they wanted Toad to come on the screen with his black husband.
Right, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing, right? You had, the most people could get outraged about was trying to say that Bowser was a simp. And that Princess Peach was too much of a strong pog. You know what I mean? And that was about it. So I was like, no, it was a good movie. Like, okay, I wish it could have been like more traditional Mario. You got to save Princess Peach, right? But at the same time, even in Super Mario 2, Princess Peach was a main character, so I can't even really get mad at that. But that's how you know a movie's gonna be a good movie too, Jay. Anytime you go to Rotten Tomatoes and the critics give it some bullshit score, but then the audience gives it a great score.
Audience is like 97%, and the critics is like 26% something.
And if I see that the audience gave it a shit score, but the critics said it was fucking great, I'm like, okay, that's a horrible movie.
Gotta question it.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta question it. There's disconnects, and I get it. There's gonna be disconnect. Like, there's certain films I think that they might hold up under certain viewpoints or something like that. They might for different artistic purposes or reasoning. So that's what differs too. Cause like you could go see a movie that's really artsy, and then you could be like, okay, I'm getting this and that and the third out of it. Those ones that want to delve into the Rorschach, kind of stuff. They want to delve into the traits of Jung and all that. But when you're just wanting to watch a theater enjoying the experience, like your Top Gun Part 2, best film of last year,
right?
Then that's what the disconnect continues to be, because they're not seeing the perspective of their general audience. And what's funny too is I can't imagine they're probably watching this stuff on screeners. Maybe they're even watching it, on their little handheld and at the house. You feel me?
Right.
Shoot, they're not getting the experience sitting at the theater, sitting in the theater with all those kids and all those people in there cheering and clapping and standing. I mean, it's a whole another ball game. I think you get the atmosphere.
Here, Manuel. Here, yo. This is what Moonfall got on Rotten Tomatoes: 70% from the audience and 35% from the critics. So it got a C. It got a C. It wasn't a flop. It wasn't a bad. Like 70% of the audience liked the movie.
70%. How'd you get in there and rig that, Kenny?
Yeah, of course it's how you expected. Great movie, goddamn. He gonna say 35% is generous. Yo, Moonfall was a good movie. I like that shit. God damn. Yo, you gonna keep busting my balls over Moonfall, yo. Moonfall and Liver. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oh my gosh. Anyway. But guys, bottom line is this. Go see Super Mario. It was a good movie. Take your kids, take your grandkids, take your nieces and nephews. Hell, go see it by yourself. Just don't look like a pedophile in there.
Yeah. Don't be the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, don't be the Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama coming in there.
Speaking of the Dalai Lama, what the fuck was that?
Man, they've been having issues over there in Tibet with them characters, with the monks.
Gosh, bro.
They've been having them issues since the 80s. Since the 80s. Like I went down that rabbit hole back in the day looking up that information, and I was disgusted and sickened by it. I was like, man, it's the same kind of issue that we see. Baltimore's got that issue with the Catholic Church over there. Something going on. They say 135 135 suspects over there at one of your spots over there.
And that's because they finally coming out with that shit, right? So on Netflix, it's a good documentary. I suggest everybody watch it. It's called The Keepers on Netflix. It's called The Keepers. It's about a school here in Baltimore called Sutton. It used to be here. It's gone now. After that movie came out, Sutton and a bunch of other Catholic schools started going by the wayside after this documentary dropped. One of the nuns was found dead. Allegedly because she was going to tell
she was going to
snitch on whistleblower. She about to snitch on one of the priests.
Right, I heard about that.
And in the movie, in the documentary, basically was saying that they, instead of like getting rid of these priests and shunning them out and all this other stuff, they would just hide them in other schools around the country, not just in Baltimore, around the country. In some cases, around the world. They would protect them and hide these priests, and now it's all of a sudden
we're talking about that adrenochrome. Adrenochrome.
Now, and the crazy part is, so when I was watching the story here, on the news, the ladies that were, were in charge of the case, or the ones that brought it to the forefront, they were the same women in the documentary that came out. You know what I mean? Because they were all molested by the same priest, and he just so happened, unfortunately, died before he got his just desserts because the archdiocese was hiding him in other schools for decades. He was doing the same shit to other kids. That's just crazy. But back to the Dalai Lama, that's they're on the same time. They're on the same time as over there in Tibet. There's oh man, there was some people that was real rich, and a bunch of kids went up missing. In fact, this goes back to maybe we should discuss some of the Mother Teresa stuff, though. Oof, that's another rabbit hole right there. The Mother Teresa stuff, the Dalai Lama stuff, that all coincides with what was going down in the 80s and 90s, and those kids, those Tibetan monks and those Tibetan kids, and they have some of those characters that were supposed to be monks. They have jets, they have private jets. Damn, really?
And they said, "Where are you getting this money from?" Oof, it's a bad deal, man.
They supposed to walk on water barefoot and shit.
Man, they doing some dirty work.
Emmanuel says, "Cannon, do you know anything about the serial case? It would be wild if he's got to go back to jail." So what I know, for one, me and my sister actually did a stream on the serial situation once he got out of jail, right? Because me and my sister both went to the school. We both went to Woodlawn High School. I got there, so the shit happened in February of '99. I got there September '99. So when I got to Woodlawn, it was a big case because he got arrested. A lot of the kids and some of the faculty and the staff had to go to court, you know, and be like character witnesses or, you know, like expert witnesses and shit like that. It was a lot of my friends were saying, no, he did that shit. A lot of my friends said he didn't do that shit. Fast forward, the Serial podcast come out. It's about a guy named Adnan Syed, and he allegedly, they were trying to say he killed his girlfriend Heyman Lee, right? So when you listen to the podcast, and I got so invested in the podcast because I went to Woodlawn. I knew the lay of the land, right? I knew how shit worked in the school. Same thing with my sister. So like when it was like he said that he was at school, but he was at the library. The library and the school share the same driveway. And all of us said that shit. If we was at the library in our head, we at the school. Right? If my father calls and said, "Hey, where you at?" I said, "I'm at the school." I might be at the library, I'm at the school, same parking lot, right? Then the timeline didn't add up, right? Because they were like, well, they saying that he killed her at 2:30 something in the afternoon. I'm like, that shit ain't fucking possible. I was like, what was he waiting at the front door? Was both of them waiting at the front door and made a sprint for the parking lot? So like at my school, at Woodlawn, the bus loop, right, and the student parking lot all funnel into the same driveway. And depending on where you are in this building, and you don't get stopped by friends and stuff like that, you ain't beating them buses out of the loop. School end at 2:15. By the time if you ain't beating the buses out, period, unless you was already in your car or you just ain't past go, you ain't collect $200. You wasn't doing that, right? And everybody said that they saw her that day. They talked to her that day after school. Miss Butler, God rest her soul, she just passed away unfortunately. She said that she came around the bus loop, got some chips, because every day Miss Butler had a concession stand set up in the gym. She's like, she came around and got some chips and then she dipped. So I'm like, okay, if she did that, then we know they wasn't at Best Buy at no 2:30.
Right.
It was just a lot of stuff. I'm like, I was like, I ain't gonna say he didn't do the shit, but nothing adds up to where as though I can say that there's evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that he did it. Come to find out now, they got some DNA evidence that's saying that he didn't do it. And now they got some other people of interest, which I think I might know who the other person of interest is. I don't know them personally, but his cousin did a podcast called Undisclosed. And apparently the girl Hay was messing with another dude that worked with her at Lens Crafters. And this dude was like 21 and she was only like 16 or 17. So you already know that's jailbait, right? And I don't know and a lot of people think that he might have been the one that might have offed her. There's a lot of inconsistencies. However, they let him out of jail, but because they didn't notify her parents that they were letting him out of jail, it's some kind of loophole, and he has to go back and go to jail, and then they have to have a hearing that tells the parents, hey, this is why we letting him out of jail. We have this other evidence saying that he may not even be the killer, and we got some other people of interest that may actually be the killer of him and Lee. It's really interesting. If you can go find the original Serial podcast, bro, you would love it. It's crazy, man. And the reason why I was so invested in it is because I went to Woodlawn, and I didn't even know what it was. When I heard Serial, I'm thinking, who the fuck want to listen to a podcast about fucking breakfast cereals? Until I listened to another podcast I listened to, start explaining the podcast, and I said, oh shit, I know that case. I went to the school, and that's when I started listening.
Now, I got a question to ask Ken, and maybe I'm ignorant on the matter. Did they do a documentary or a film about the school that you went to for the? Okay. Yeah, it's on HBO.
Is it?
Yeah, it's called the case. It's called The Case Against Adnan Syed. That's what it's called. It's on HBO Max. You can find it. It's called The Case Against Adnan Syed. It's real interesting.
Did they have some athletes come out of the program that they got going there too? I mean, that went pro.
Now when I graduated, I graduated. I don't think we had anybody go pro when I graduated.
Okay.
Keyshawn Johnson, he's played for the Buffalo Bills. He came out of Woodlawn High School. My homeboy Scott Burley, he played for the Skins for a split second, then he got injured. My homeboy, a couple of my friends, one of my other friends played for the Redskins. He got injured. Another homeboy of mine played for the Broncos. He came. He got hurt too. Like I think like 3 seasons in. We had some athletes. A couple of them still play. There's these 3 brothers. These 3 brothers, all 3 went to the NFL. 2 of them were quarterbacks. 1 was a cornerback.
Wow.
Yeah. So 1 actually might be retired. He played with Tennessee Titans for a long time. Yeah. The Fullers. That was one name was Vincent Fuller. And I forgot the other 2 brothers' names. But yeah. But yeah, yo, the Serial podcast was really interesting, and it really kept my attention because I actually went there and I could sit there and follow along, and I could be like, okay, no, I think that's bullshit. You know, like, they might got something to it. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to the Dalai Lama. We done got all off.
It's an interesting topic. Yeah, and yeah, I didn't know all the details on it until you broke it down.
Yeah, it's real interesting. But back to the Dalai Lama, yo. Look, listen, guys. I never understood why, like, now I get it, we got pastors and all this other stuff, right? And a lot of these people, you know, people look up to him, but a lot of people put a lot of stock in what I like to call the messenger. You know what I mean? These preachers, these pastors and stuff like that, they're just messengers for God, right? But a lot of people look at them as rock stars. And a lot of these priests and you know, and I'll throw the Pope in there, and the Dalai Lama clearly think they're rock stars, and they take advantage of that shit. You know what I mean?
Now in the truth community, with the theorists, I've been looking at these guys. Some of them, I think, even the Pope included, a lot of them think that those characters is Charlie Indigo Alpha.
Facts.
And that they have connections to, and that ties back to where when we go back to that wording, where does follow the money, right? Where does the funding come from for some of these things?
Yeah.
Well, when you start following that money, that'll lead you down a dangerous path, because you're gonna see some stuff you might not want to see.
Exactly. I agree with that. Straight up agree with that. But to see that, and to see him try to take advantage of this kid, but then come out and say, I apologize, I was just playing. You wasn't just playing, bro. You wasn't just playing. That demon came up out of you. And you did some fucking really deviant shit. Like I said, we just talking about these priests with these young girls and boys. You know what I mean? And now we got, you know, the Dalai Lama. You know, you got certain pastors. What was the one pastor down in Atlanta, yo? Yeah, I think Jamal Bryant took over his church. Jamal Bryant ain't no saint either. He done did some dirt here in Baltimore too. You got a bunch of kids running around. But what was that? No, it's not that. I can't remember his name. He died, but they found out he was molesting boys in Atlanta. I can't remember his name. Somebody help me out in the chat. But yeah, like that shit. Eddie Long. Thanks, Emmanuel. Eddie Long. That's right. Bishop Eddie Long. Mess around them little boys in his church. Right? It's just, we keep, like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. The Bible say what? You know, can't have no we can't worship false idols, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of these pastors and these religious figures, people look at them as these idols and canonize them. You know what I mean? Even when the Lord say don't. And I think when they do that, they make themselves susceptible to that type of behavior. Look at Waco. Look at that. Look at Koresh. They looked up to that man. They looked at him as an idol. And what did he do? Right? Not saying what he did was illegal. Well, he did have babies with like a 15-year-old or some shit like that. I think that was illegal. but like, men were letting him sleep and have kids with their wives, right? Because they looked up to him so much. You know, Jim Jones, got all them people to drink that fucking Flavor Aid because they looked up to him so much. Heaven's Gate, these motherfuckers died in tracksuits and Nike tennis shoes.
You're right. That cult of personality leading them straight to the path of death.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, can you use so I sent you the message on the chat
I
feature
just
over
pulled
here.
it up. I just pulled it up.
Do I need to send? Can I send you the picture because I have the? I was trying to pull up the picture of the monk.
Arnold thing?
The monk. I was gonna send you the picture of the monk. Hold up. Let me send it over to you.
I see the Arnold thing.
I know I sent you the Arnold thing, but I'm about to send you that picture of that monk right quick.
Yeah, send that to me real quick.
Trying to. Okay. So go back to what you were saying about it.
But yeah, so it's that call, like you said, it's the cult of personality.
Mm-hmm.
And people, I think they give these preachers and these religious
Right.
figures too much credit. Like I said, they're messengers for God. Right? That's why I don't put a whole lot of stock in church. Right? I believe in God wholeheartedly. I believe in Jesus Christ wholeheartedly. However, I know that I don't have to go to a church to worship him and to believe in him.
The titles that they're giving themselves, the man-made titles, his holiness, his eminence, his great divineness, like these are not, you're an earthly vessel. How could these be your titles? You can't turn the water into wine. Right. What are these man-made titles you're giving yourself?
Exactly.
His high holy eminence has arrived.
Right.
All bow down before him as he comes in. Come on now.
Right.
This is the picture of the monks that were balling out control, and
balling out of control. Where you send it to? You send it to the chat.
In the chats, can you see it?
Hold on. Hold up. Where? Oh, I got it. It just came through.
Click it again.
It just came through. I got you. Hold on, real quick. Oh my gosh! Word, is this how they living, yo?
Some of them.
Oh shit.
Some of them.
Yo, what he got the Louis bag? We got some Ray-Bans on, the private jet. Dang.
Yeah, some of them.
They prosperity monks.
Yeah, I know the Dali Lama. I know a lot of he's got a lot of money too. To look up these net worth on some of these characters. They're balling out of control.
Balling out of control.
Now look, it can't be all of them like this, right? We know that there's probably some people that are trying to live their righteous Buddhist lifestyle. But then there's other people. It's just like what we have here in the United States when we have these systems of the mega church. Mega church in gematria equals 666. We got the mega church system where some of these pastors are set up just to deliver platitudes on a silver platter so that the congregation would like to hear. They don't want to hear that truth. They don't really hear the actual gospel. They want to hear platitudes and things that make you feel good. So you come in there, you feel good. You leave, you feel good. You drop off your what does it say in the Coming to America? You drop off your money that folds, not the kind that jingles.
Right, exactly.
And then you pull up in your private jet. You got remember that when we were looking into that cat out of New York, he had $100,000 worth of jewelry on.
$400,000 worth of jewelry.
400,000. Is that doing the Lord's work?
Right.
Rocking you taking the congregation's funds and using it for earthly gold and possessions, stuff like that. I will
say this: if you got $400,000 worth of jewelry, but you giving away homes like Mr. Beast and shit, I can't be mad at you. But you
do what you want with your own money, but the tithe of God, that's not your money to be playing with like that.
That's the Lord's money, right?
And what that means for here on your earthly cause is to set it up. It's to be set up around your neighborhood. It's to set up in your community.
Yeah.
You gotta, like Hotep Jesus often mentions, that the groups need to look into nepotism, and they need to start doing for themselves and stop giving out to so many other groups. We just watched that Justin Pearson earlier, right?
Yeah.
And he was saying every community needs to benefit from different stuff. Every single community. No, you start at your home. Worry about your house. Exactly. Clean up your house first before you go over to your neighbor's house and start doing his dishes.
Right, exactly.
But you got a big pile of laundry just sitting out in the open in your living room. Facts. And you haven't touched it. You got flies coming in, but you're worried about your neighbor's dishes. And these are the kind of issues that we're looking at in America. We're always worried about someone else's problem. We're always worried about some other community's nonsense overseas going on. Yeah. And we're not doing anything at home. Start at home.
Charity starts at home, right? Shit. Yeah. Fuego says followers of Christ, the followers of Christ are the church. That is a fact. Montoya also says, she said Jim Jones was introduced to L. Ron Hubbard. So Jim Jones was born from L. Ron Hubbard. That's interesting. I need to look at that. That's really interesting. L. Ron Hubbard and Aleister Crowley seems to be the common denominator with a lot of people. You know what I mean? Damn. But yeah, Cam says those TV pastors be selling tap water like $20 a pop. Yeah, Pastor Kearney Thomas. Remember that? You too can afford a miracle. He was selling. He be selling that what's it called? I forgot what he called it. The anointed water, or whatever the heck. Pastor Kearney Thomas was selling at like 1 in the morning on BET. That's true though. But that shit that the Dalai Lama pulled, man, a lot. The people should have pulled him up on that, right? But they not.
Well, Charlemagne, I think who's
I'm talking
talking
about the people of Tibet. That's what you got, right? But they're not
going to mess with their imminent holiness.
No, of course not, right? Because
plus he's got bank, like what you saw with those monks.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other ones, the ones that are poor, they just got to follow suit. You got the people in charge. They're a different breed right there. When you got people that are setting up one group to be the elites over the others, so that's what you got. Pied Piper kind of situation going down.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah. So you said Charlemagne the God said something? You said Charlemagne the God said something?
Yeah, he said, I think he called it out. He said, what's going on with that on the Breakfast Club? He was calling it out.
Fuego
they say that the Dalai Lama's net worth is $150 million.
Damn. Jim Jones was also a big player in the civil rights movement in San Francisco.
What attracted a lot of people to him originally was his work in the black community. That's what got people interested in him. And they flocked to him.
Yeah, I do remember that, hearing that story.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. Demon says, does anybody know what the people of Tibet are saying? I don't know. I don't think they're bucking it though. That's the thing. I don't
have the inside information to that.
Nope. I just know that the people here in the West are, tripping over it. All kinds of Cali politicians connected to him back in the 60s. I guarantee it. It's probably how he got his compound and some more shit. Anyway, let me see. Hey guys, we got 74 watching on Twitter. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead and make sure you guys retweet it and hit that like button. If you on YouTube and Rumble, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon to let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we're live, people. Leave a comment if you're catching the replay. It helps with the algorithm, guys. It helps get my channel noticed. I appreciate it. Anyway, man, guys, don't put so much stock into a lot of these religious figures, guys. The only person you need to worship is the Lord himself. The Lord himself. Don't canonize, don't hold these preachers and pastors on these pedestals, guys. They're just a messenger. That's all they are. That's all they are. Anyway, so what we're going to do is, like I said I was going to do, we're going to take it over to, damn. Woo, excuse me. Excuse me, god damn. Fucked up my segue. We're going to take it over to Rumble for a Rumble exclusive. Also, it's going to be over here on Twitter as well. So Twitter and Rumble. So YouTubers, if you want to go to my Twitter page, this stream will be pinned on in my profile. If you want to go to the Rumble channel, let me do this real quick. Boom. I just dropped it in the chat. Bow, hit that link in the chat. Also, put it in the description. Boom. It's in the description as well. So either head over to my Twitter or head over to Rumble, guys. We're going to take it over. We're going to do a live reaction to this new Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel trailer. After that, we're probably going to get up out of here. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Till next time, as Jay and Cannon saying, be safe, stay strapped, and don't miss. We see you over there on Rumble. I'll holla at you.
Don't relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes.